Tonight, we'll be discussing time. Um, Not just intentional time traveling, which sounds a little far fetched to me, like falling into like a wormhole or something. Sounds much more feasible. I think I time traveled by accident. Okay, so I use Amazon Echo as my alarm to wake up. Now, what I'm about to tell you has happened twice. So the alarm is set to wake me at 5:30, and it's the only alarm I have set. I'm not a morning person, so I'll just wake up and set an alarm for 15 minutes later. So I wake up and that's what I do. I check my phone. The time is 5:30. I say, "Alexa, set an alarm for 5:45." Alexa sets the alarm and I'm off to sleep again. 15 minutes later, and the 4-tick alarm is off again. Hey, what's good, Bob? I get up, check my phone. 5:45. Alexa, set an alarm for 6, I said. This was the final alarm I would set before I had to get up, and 15 minutes later or so I thought the alarm is going off. I get up and as usual check my phone. The phone says 5:30. I'm lost for words and I just set my alarm for 5:45 and go to sleep. Then wake up at 5:45 and get dressed for school this time. If you have any questions, please ask them. I'm very confused. Yeah, someone in the comments, that makes sense. So the thought is like he dreamt that he woke up and yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. Hey, thanks Zach, what's good? Hey Brody. Hey, what's good, Gunder? I have a theory on why random people sometimes disappear without a trace. Because someone from the future comes back in time before that person was born and accidentally killed their mom, dad, grandma, or grandpa, so that would have caused them not to have been born. Yeah, that's pretty good. This one looks pretty fresh. Wait, they don't talk about it? Never mind. Okay, accidental time travel. Looking for like actual stories. This is hypothetical. Oh, yo, what's up? You play Roblox? That's cool. Yeah, I thought I had this figured out before the stream. Sorry, chat. Uh, Alright, here we are. My experience with the time glitch. I was wondering if anyone else has had a similar experience to mine. When I was young, 18, I had a weird experience with time. I was walking through an urban area of Melbourne, Australia, where I lived at the time. It was in the inner suburb of Collingwood, although I can't recall exactly which street. I used to like taking walks, sometimes to explore the streets around where I was living. Anyway, on this particular day, I wandered down a lane and noticed something odd. The lane had a row of single-fronted houses with little porches out the front. I noticed in quite a few of the houses there were people sitting on the porch just relaxing. Nothing out of the usual, except these people were all dressed in clothes from the 1930s or 1940s. I felt a bit of a panic because I thought I may have accidentally wandered onto a film set or something. I smiled as I walked past, but no one even acknowledged me. I could see them, but to them it was as if I wasn't there. Anyway, I got out of the lane, and during that time, I had expected to see a film crew making a film, which would have explained the whole thing, but there was nothing. Nice. Yeah, I really like stories like that. That's good. Now I'm just seeing if someone else in the comments might have a similar. I don't think so. Um. To the time traveler who helped me. You probably don't go on Reddit, but maybe someone who knows you will find this and deliver the message. And maybe they go on YouTube streams. Let's see. Lilies and roses should mean something to you. I think we accidentally created a time loop with that somehow. If by some miracle this reaches you, I never got to properly thank you for coming to help me. Despite that, I know you weren't okay. You went out of your way to find me, and you were integral to my healing, so thank you. I wanted to help you too, and maybe I was able to in some small way, although yeah, I felt like I met a time traveler one time. He just had that certain vibe. Like he just seemed like a time traveler. Uh, it's kind of hard to find what I'm looking for here. Here's one. Time traveling is real. I have been having bad dreams of the future, and for the last For years, everything I've seen in my dreams happened in real life. The first reason I knew it was time traveling is the fact I have been dating a man for 2 years only. I have been telling him I keep having dreams of him going to jail and his family was gonna blame me for it. It happened. And we will become enemies. It happened. And also dreamed multiple times he was gonna die by gunshot. I kept having night terrors of seeing his dead body, waking up crying. He kept saying I'm crazy and dreams aren't real. We ended up breaking up because I became too paranoid over him and very protective because of my visions. He said I was crazy AF because I didn't let him go anywhere alone. He died 10 months after our breakup. After his death, I was able to master my time traveling dreams in the past and future. In the beginning, it wasn't easy because it almost felt like a seizure when you do it, and I accidentally traveled way back in time, 1800s. And the people can see me, and they were hella racist and tried to chase me and kill me, and I could see the horses. I forgot I was black. Also, time traveling works well with doors when you see one in your dream. Open it. It helps to change destination in time. Also, avoid alcohol, weed, cigarette, vapes. No coffee. 8 hours of sleep, and it works well during daytime for time traveling. If you're really down, sleep during the day. Plain food is recommended, no junk food. Futuristic updates. We will have World War III in less than 10 years. Floods. We will be hard to get destination by foot or car. Famines that cause cannibalism. McDonald's will sell seafood trio. We will have projectors as street light and street signs, no more poles. That's actually pretty cool. That's smart. More electricity, though. I mean, I doubt it'll be everywhere. It'll be like a mix, maybe. We'll just see it more. Maybe, that's wild. Like, maybe we'll just need all that metal for, like, making robots or something. And we'll just take the risk of, like, oh, yeah, if there's some sort of electrical outage or malfunction, we'll just take that risk to, like, save the metal. You will be able to buy a clone of you, a robot that looks like you. And if aliens are on Earth, they are cops, paramedics, nurses, doctors. Everything that you need, they study us. What? Everything that you need, they study us. I mean, you do need cops, paramedics, nurses, doctors. Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. Interesting. Could also be someone that's just insane in the membrane. There's so many, like, I'm on that time travel subreddit, and it seems like 90% of it is, like, hypothetical. Some things to remember when traveling to the past. I figured just to put this on here as some 5 simple bullet points. A small checklist for any future time travelers. If you can think of any additional ones, leave them in the comments. I'll enjoy checking them out. Be prepared with currency of the time period. If you are aiming to travel into the 20th century, try and gather up genuine currency of your intended destination's time. Old bills and coins of all countries can regularly be found on eBay and other collection websites. Remember that prices for everything from groceries to automobiles become significantly less the further you travel back, so gather as much as you think you'll need. Precious metals such as gold, silver, and platinum may be of use to bring back if you're staying longer periods of time, but try to avoid bullion that has numbers etched into it. It might end you in a bad way if banks discover 2 identical bars with the same number. Past the 20th century, money becomes harder to obtain and more expensive as it has become collector's items, and if you can afford it, get it. Gather an idea of the layout of your destination in your intended time period. A lot can change in a town, city, or even country's layout in simply 20 years. To say not of 70 plus, you'll want to know what is where, buildings, roads, etc. for more than one reason. You don't want to travel back from a deserted place only to arrive in a highly crowded and well-trafficked area in the past. Try and obtain older maps, whether they be topographical road maps provided by gas stations, or if you're taking to the seas, depth charts and oceanographic maps. Take the time before your trip to learn and memorize well-known facts about your destination's pop culture, current events, and customs. I cannot stress this one enough. Any prospective time traveler needs to be able to blend in with the locals of that time. A large part of that is to be knowledgeable about going-ons of your destination. This is a many-faceted point, including things such as speech. Remember, words and catchphrases that are no longer part of our current lexicon will be used regularly by locals, so be ready to understand what they mean and how to appropriately respond to them and use them in return. Gather clothing of your destination's time. Don't forget hairstyling. Yeah, Bruce writing that like he's like actually just like time traveling on a regular basis. But the falling into like a wormhole thing, that's where that's where my interest lies. That's the topic of this video. And it seems hard to find what I'm looking for. Here we are, my experience with time travel, sort of, I guess. I'm 23 and 5 years ago I had a weird dream that foretold me getting hit by a car. So when I was 18, doing normal teen stuff, I started getting frequent headaches. My family worried about me, but I told them I would be fine and that I just needed some sleep. So I went to bed. This is when I had the dream. I was walking to my school from the parking lot until I had a bad feeling in my stomach. I don't know why, but I stopped dead in my tracks. and I saw a dark red car heading straight for me. And then I woke up sweating buckets. It was about 4 a.m. I couldn't fall asleep, so I stayed up all night and told my friend later that day. And she said it was just a nightmare, so skip forward a few nights and I have the same string of events happen. I tell my friend and she still says it's a dream. Now for the part where I get hit by a car. I was walking on a crosswalk when I stopped dead in my tracks. I realized what was about to happen. I could only accept my fate as I heard that same car approach the person, got out of the car, and others around called an ambulance. I was rushed to the hospital and had a broken arm, leg, 3 ribs, and dislocated shoulder. I'm lucky to still have my life. I was admitted into a psychiatric hospital for suicidal tendencies. I was there for about a month before I was discharged by my parents. The people who admitted me into the ward, and they were very happy to see me. So like time traveling through consciousness, yeah. Or like dreams. Foretelling the future with dreams. How to prove... No, that's not. I'm looking for stories. Did time... Alright, this... Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for either. Did I meet a time traveler? Years ago, I was doing internship at this eco village. We had a lot of people coming and going. Anyhow, one day this guy with blonde curly hair and very calm blue eyes shows up. There's something about him. He's different somehow. No one really knows who he is or where he comes from, with everyone just kind of assuming that someone else invited him. He's quiet, and when I ask him things about where he's from or his background, he gives vague answer like, oh, I'm from all over. One thing that struck out is that one day I made an embarrassing but completely accidental mistake that I at first didn't realize I had made. One woman was very upset about it and asked who did it. At first I didn't register that it was me, but soon realized that it must have been me, and also realized that the woman Rachel also was assuming I had done it. I was so embarrassed too that I didn't fess up. Rachel was thinking it had been done on purpose. This whole time, our strange friend, we'll call him Alex, was calmly trying to de-escalate the encounter, saying it didn't matter and he'd help fix it, etc. Finally, when Rachel demanded that the quotey person fess up or face consequences, she was a powerful person in the community. Alex said he had done it. Rachel just kind of gasped. She knew he didn't do it, but couldn't pursue the matter any further. Since someone has confessed, she just kind of glared at me and stalked off. I was so surprised. Alex just looked at me and gave me a kind smile. This was just one example of how he seemed to know things and how he seemed somehow more involved than the rest of us. Once he was sitting across from me and he said out of the blue, "People in this time have so much fear in their eyes." Maybe that was him trying to tell me who he was, and he was right. That was What was different about Alex? He had no fear, anxiety, or stress in his eyes. Soon after he was gone, when I asked about him, nobody seemed to know where he'd gone or where he'd come from. Huh. An eco-village, huh? Yeah, that... Yeah, that one's fun to think about. Alright. I'm gonna have to try to find like a subreddit with better accidental time slip stories, so we'll work on it. It wasn't the most accurate to the title today, but we'll have a better video tomorrow on the subject. Alright, thank you.